Alright, it's like pouring rain right now, so let me get into the shade. Alright, so we're going to be talking about roosters, how to tame them, or at least make them a lot more calmer. So let's start. So to understand how to tame them, we need to understand why they're so aggressive to us. So it could just be our personality. Maybe we're acting tough near them. Maybe we got into a fight with someone near them. Or you know what, we might just present a really, very unfriendly like instinct near the rooster, and you just present to him like that, and that'll end up causing him to absolutely take his anger out on you. So you need to make sure that you're not doing that if you just got a rooster, but might be too late, or is it? So he'll probably start attacking you usually when he's like 6 or 8 months old. Between 6 and 8 months old is when he'll actually start ransacking you, and he can hurt. But usually at 6 to 8 months old, he's not that big of a deal. The first tip I would give you to tame him is to not run away. I know, he'll jump up at you, but if you present yourself as a non-threat, running away will make you appear weak, and charging at him will make you appear stronger. And also, just a little side note, do not kick a rooster, ever. There is a chance that he might get hurt, but there's an even more likely chance that you will be the one feeling the more pain. Even if you tap him lightly, it's still gonna piss him off, so yeah. Alright, so a tip that you can calm this behavior down with is to take over his hens. And I don't mean by like charging to the yard at 2 in the morning with like 69 layers of jeans on and 75 layers of shirts on. What I'm talking about, and just stealing all of his hens, so what I'm actually talking about is gaining his hens' respect over him. So if you realize why Falcon is a little bit less aggressive than Waldo, I'm not saying he's completely not aggressive. Oh, here comes the rain, let's go. I'm not saying he's completely 100% unaggressive. If anything, he's probably worse than Waldo. But hey, I've at least gained the respect of the hens, meaning they know who they're actually supposed to look up to. Because sometimes roosters can be absolutely awful leaders, and you know, when they do that, you know, they absolutely just like take your chickens and they lead them in the wrong direction. So you need to gain control over your hens. So like an example is my pet flock. The only reason I gained control over them was because I was respecting them. This was before Falcon even came around. Like, we had transferred several chickens into this flock, meaning that I already had the chance to gain respect over the original 8 before we introduced the new 5 to the flock. And that basically ended up having me gaining respect to the 8, meaning that whenever Falcon would attack them or jump on them to mate with them, you know what? They know that what he's doing, they don't really appreciate it, and well, you know what? They look up to me. And yeah, you can easily do that by taking control over them using taming methods. I have 2 videos talking about taming. You can check them out. They'll be in the description. Another method is a little bit more risky, and while I did say you need some layers on, I actually mean it this time. This is a little bit more risky. It does involve you picking up the rooster. So if you have a bunch, so what I want you to get on, I want you to get on some jeans. I want you to get on a really thick jacket or sweatshirt, or else he's going to rip right through your little pansy, whatever you are. Let's just say you wear like a really weak sweatshirt. You need to actually get like a really thick sweatshirt on, or else he'll just rip right through that. Because, well, he can be an absolute moron sometimes, okay? Roosters, they're morons to us sometimes. You know what? So be it. So what I want you to do is I want you to, at night, don't do this during the day. Whatever you do, don't do this during the day. I want you to take him off the bar, and I want you to hold him under your armpit and take him on a walk for like 5 minutes. Make sure, the reason I said under your armpit is because if you held him like the way you usually hold chickens, you know, you put your 3 fingers under them and you lift them up like that, yeah, you're probably not going to have a hand by the end of that. Well, you will. It will just be in extreme agony. What you need to really do is you just need to hold him under your armpit, and you need to walk him around for 5 minutes before putting him back in. And what I'd highly recommend you do if you have an automatic coop door, wait till it's closed, get in the coop, shut the door, and if he's really mad at you, throw him in the coop. Not really throw him, but like put him in the chicken coop and then shut the door. So that way, if he does try to attack you, it'll just be the door. Do this every night for 3 weeks. Now, as I said earlier, gaining respect to the hens is fairly easy. I didn't say fairly easy, I mean really easy. Like, all you have to do is just feed them their treats for like, and show them that you're the one that's gonna give them food and water for like 3 days, and they're gonna be like, oh, you're the one that we need to look up to, not this rooster. You know what? That's when they'll start looking up to you, you know? So, when, you know, this starts to happen, you can actually do this to your rooster too, because they love treats. I remember, like, for a period when we were free ranging our chickens, we had 2 roosters, Waldo and Snow White. We did end up losing Snow White because of some unknown incidents. I'm guessing he just disappeared, because I heard some rustling in the woods a day after the attack. So I'm thinking he might have got, like, sidetracked and ran into the woods. But you know what, so be it. So back then we had 2 roosters. Snow White would be impossible to tame because there are some roosters with personalities that are impossible to tame, but Waldo was pretty easy to tame. There was a time period where I would go out there with a bunch of, you know, goldfish or whatever I had on me at that time. So that way, if I were to walk on the stone wall, like I'm filming this video right here, I can hold these treats at him. So that way, if he ever jumps up and tries to murder me, I can, you know, put my hand out and feed him. And you know what? He'll stop bothering you, and that will show him that you're a pretty peaceful person. Now, if he's still attacking you, and there's just no way you can tame him, like, you can't even approach him before he'll run at you, there's a chance that you can never tame him. But there are some things you can do to help combat his attacks if you can't tame him. So firstly, you might want to get something to protect you, like if you're going in to take in the eggs during the day, I recommend doing it at night. That's what I do with both my chicken flocks. But you know what, if you want to collect them during the day, you can bring, you know, let's just say, I don't know, let's just bring in something that wouldn't hurt if he runs up to it, but it won't hurt you either. So, you know, it's a win-win. You're both 0-0 with death, and not 0-1 like I was with lightning. Well, you know what, more like 0-2, but you know what, I don't care. Anyways, well, as I was saying, so you can bring some gear to protect him. You can, if you don't have anything, you might want to bring a bucket or something to, like, put it right there, but it's not really a recommendation. As I was saying, it's fairly easy. It's not the easiest thing ever, but yeah. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, which will talk about how to not be scared of chickens.